Hello, it's Kristina rolling in with another episode of The Most Famous Artist, and today we're talking about the richest fine artist living today, Jeff Koons. The man who put a garden gazing ball on literally everything and is obsessed with dogs. Jeff Koons was born in Pennsylvania in 1955. He can be considered one of the most influential fine artists of his generation. As a representative of the post-pop artistic trend, his work also feeds off surrealism and dadaism as well as Baroque as a way to connect to the art history. His father, an interior designer, was the only artistic influence for Koons and was his only source for some knowledge about arts and aesthetics. Perhaps this is why his first solo show was really influenced by Duchamp and his ready-mades of domestic objects that we use in daily life, but with a twist of Andy Warhol style. But later on, his work developed towards more human themes, full of seduction, compassion, and sensuality. His work is joyful and optimistic, and very bright, colorful, and vibrant, like a nostalgic look at his childhood. His famous balloon dog, which is a giant sculpture with mirror finish that is very bright and open towards audience. His love for mirror is exceptionally important because this technique kind of expands the object. It expands the area, it creates more, it connects the viewer and the object. It creates kind of this connection, and the audience feels involved because they see their own reflection. As I mentioned earlier, Koons loved to put his famous gazing ball on literally everything, mainly on famous works of art that he enjoys. The concept of the gazing ball is very mysterious and specific because it's exceptionally smaller than any of his other sculptures. It has some kind of mystery around it. Koons created copies of the famous Roman sculptures that he enjoyed, but he made them out of white plaster, and then he placed a gazing ball for the audience to focus on. Koons said that the gazing ball represents the vastness of the universe and at the same time the intimacy of right here, right now. Just a regular garden gazing ball made of glass can be treated with fascination and disregard at the same time. As I said earlier, mirror creates the expansion of space. It includes everything around it as a reflection, but it's just a popular garden accessory that anyone can get. And at the same time, there are copies of the famous marble Roman sculptures, but they're made of white plaster, which is quite a cheap material. Anyone nowadays can get a full-bodied Michelangelo's David sculpture for just under $100. I think with these works, Koons created art available for everyone. It's pop art. That's the purest sense of it, is to create something for all audiences of all social classes and backgrounds. It doesn't have to be for high societies and rich, wealthy families that it used to be. But now, as pop art exists for everybody. And anyone can see art and anyone can have art at their homes. Art is so much more now. It's not just something on the canvas or not just a statue that stands in a museum. It's everywhere now. Design creates art for everybody, and we all have it at home. Jeff Koons takes themes that are familiar to the American culture and he makes them reflect right back to that culture. Most of his works are big and just gigantic, large in scale. and that is the reflection of the famous American love for big, enormous things and objects. The idea of more is more usually means a love for big objects, for something that's over the top, usually with cringy design, something that is kitsch. But Koons takes objects that are considered kitsch and he questions them. Are they really that bad? Why do people hate them? Why are they so poorly designed? Thing is, culture is constantly changing together with the idea of kitsch. What is ugly, what is pretty, it changes all the time. However, Koons, he takes the objects that are considered to be in your face, and again, kitsch, and he makes them somehow aesthetically pleasing to an eye and satisfying to look at. This was Jeff Koons for The Most Famous Artist. All the sources will be down in the description below, so definitely check out his art and what he does. Did you like this artist or not? Tell me in the comments below. Click here to see the next episode of The Most Famous Artist. My name is Kristina and I am rolling out.